What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. This is your homie Jessica. Stay tuned.
So, what is something new that you came across this week that you were surprised to learn?
Ooh, that was a good one. Nothing.
Okay, I would say that sometimes we forget how strong we are until we face something really hard, and then you get through it and you're like, you look back and you're like, fuck, I'm a strong ass bitch. No, yeah, sometimes I feel like we do forget that how strong we are.
Yeah.
But I could say that that's what I seen this week. That I was tested, and I'm happy to say that I stuck it out and I made it through. So I actually was like, damn, I'm actually stronger than what I think I am.
Yeah, right.
So that's something I came across that I would say.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's good, especially now that we're coming to the end of the year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Tienes que reflexionar through the whole fucking year.
That's true. And my thing was like, my number one year resolution, I should say, is I said I'm gonna minimize my going out. I'm gonna
You minimize. You made it bigger.
No, I'm saying I'm going to minimize it now.
Oh, this year.
Not this year coming up. This
I
new
thought you
year.
meant like that's what your resolution was for this year.
I'm gonna go out with a bang. No, I'm just kidding. No bang.
No bang, because then that you start your year like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. But we're gonna slowly but surely, the go out is just gonna stay in and watch movies, be homebodies.
Yeah, that now that I'm older, I feel like I'm becoming more of a homebody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is not bad. It's just especially it's que you have 2 kids. So I feel like it's more like you're definitely gonna have to be a homebody because
it
of
kind of
the
forces
kids. Yeah, especially if you have different ages. Uno se va a portar bien, el otro va a estar acá como pinche loco a la chingada.
No, I was already at that stage where I was going out like maybe not going out like así que digas me voy a emborrachar o a un club, pero ya me and my partner would go out for lunch or go out for dinner, lo que no hacíamos the teenagers. But now we just had a baby. So like a year ago, not a baby, but we have a toddler.
Oh yeah.
And taking him out is a lot of work. Like just sitting him down, feeding him is like,
oh, he loves food, but after he's done eating, he's ready to go.
Yeah. And then if I'm not done,
Jessica come. Jessica eats slow, so I'm telling you gotta eat at his pace.
Yeah,
if you don't,
for sure.
You better take it a go.
So that one was like, oof.
And I think this actually comes in hand with the topic of this week.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
because we are talking about motherhood.
Yes,
it's just crazy though.
About our experiences.
Yeah. Were we all teenage moms?
No,
¿verdad?
No.
Karina made it. She just made it. To not be a teen.
Anyways, but I would say I was 21 going on 22.
Oh, that was a good age.
I still consider myself a baby at that age.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm going to take out my calculator and check.
What about what?
Mira. She's going to check if you were 21.
Yeah, I was 21 going on 22. 21?
She was 20.
Okay.
Oh, entonces no, I failed.
No, espérate, creo que sí tenías 21 because you just turned 21. And then she was born in July, right?
Yeah.
So you just turned 21.
Entonces, no, fallé. Ahora yo. I was 20 going on 21, which is the best age that when you want to go out and do you and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's okay.
But I feel like, not to be judgy, but I feel like you lived a good amount of your teens, like,
oh yes, I did.
Live and laugh.
Oh yes, I did. I andaba think I was like 17. I andaba en pinche college parties and with my friends. Shout out to my homies. I don't know if they listen to the podcast, but shout out to my two homies that I would go out with them. One of them was Colombian and the other one was from El Salvador. And then my Mexican ass. Las three musketeers, nos íbamos a pinche UCF parties, dorms parties.
How would you even find out about these parties?
Like from a friend. Y en ese tiempo tomábamos, pero no tanto, because we could only get a little bit amount of alcohol because my mom no me daba tanto dinero. Entonces, pues no todas llevábamos mucho dinero.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't drink that much. So like no me...
You would have like fun.
I would have fun, like dancing and experiencing new shit and stuff like that. But I would say there'd be times when like pasaban cosas and I'd be like, damn, that's so scary. Like a few times.
I want to say this out loud.
What?
Karina was in an actual shootout.
Oh my God! Yes,
she got shot at.
I got shot at. I seen this man.
You got shot?
Yes, I seen this man.
She was at a fucking party with the cousin.
Yeah, my cousin was hosting a party.
And they just started shooting people.
But the crazy part is that, dude, I seen this man, like, you know, like se miraba con una pistola, pero yo pensé que eran los dedos, no sé. Entonces when I looked, I see a flash coming from his hand. I was like, y luego se oyeron los pa, pa, pa. And I was like, and I just see a whole crowd just running towards us like fucking zombies, bro. Wow. Y agarro my friend. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? We all freaked out. Entre the crowd, literally, as we're holding hands, they separated us. What? Y un muchacho, like, se llevó a my friend, dragged her, and literally he was, like, choking her. He knocked her down, casi la pisaban, la pobre.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic.
It was intense. When she told me, I was like, what you doing, girl? What you doing? I was getting her in so much trouble.
No, yeah.
Pero todavía no tenías...
No, I'm telling you, this was when I was like 17. 17, 18 years old. Ahí andaba yo.
De mamona.
De loca. De loca cabra.
Hey, but you have to go through that stuff, I think, right?
Was
to grow.
Well, now that she survived and she's alive and, you know, like, you're kind of like, okay, like, that's just experience, life experiences.
Oh, yeah. Ask me if I'll put myself in a situation like that again. No.
Okay, so this is my question to you guys. Okay, so how did you feel when you first became a mom?
To be honest, like, okay. So I was 17 at that time, right?
Which to me was already like, ooh,
like I surpassed the 15 and pregnant or 16. Fíjate que no lo captaba mucho.
Yeah.
And it's not like I was looking
to be a mom.
And I don't think any of us at our young age expect to be a mom.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, I don't know, like it took me a while, and for a while I was like, nah, probably I'm not. Like, what is this? Like, I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, I believed it because obviously everybody's like, no, it is true. But deep down I was like...
But yours was a little dramatic, the way that you found out.
Oh, definitely.
Like just that and that, it's a big ass shock.
Yeah. So what had happened was, I was actually in a car accident.
Really bad.
A really bad car accident. Sorry. I'm not crying. So it was a really bad accident, to the point where I was there was like a high possibility of me being paralyzed.
Man.
So it was really bad. And when that car accident happened, I was actually already pregnant, but I didn't know.
They told you at the hospital?
Not exactly.
Okay.
So the car accident happened. Like, they did a lot of tests on me. They gave me hardcore medications because I was in pain.
Did they take X-rays and CT scans?
MRIs, girl. CT scans and MRIs.
Shit.
Really bad. Like,
So, and then they had me, like, I actually had a whole brace. Like, I had a brace all around me. I had to wear it for 3 months. Anyways, so I was supposed to get therapy after the car accident because I had fractures throughout my spinal cord.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I was supposed to get therapy. And in order to get therapy, you're because of the x-rays that you have to take, I was supposed to take x-rays, I don't know if it was like every 2 weeks or I don't know how many weeks, just to see how my spinal cord was healing. So they told me, are you sure you're not pregnant? And I mean, at the moment, I thought about it for a little bit. I was like, no. Pero se me quedó así como, like a seed planted in my head. I was like, am I? Like, I don't remember when was my last period.
Because you had just went through something so traumatic that you're like, what?
Yeah, so I was questioning it. So I did it. I took the test. I took it because I was like afraid. And my mom's like, you have to be sure that you're not pregnant.
Oh, so you told your mom, I'm not sure?
Yeah, because my mom saw that I was like double thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
So she
moms
told me.
Pick up everything.
My mama. So I did took it, and it said it was. So like I had to take it seriously because it was showing, and then but it wasn't hitting me. And then fíjate que like it took me a while. Like I felt like I knew I was pregnant, but I felt like at the same time I wasn't.
Yeah.
Even though I had this huge belly at the end, and I was like, is it like, am I really gonna be a mom?
You got like really swollen.
Oh yeah,
I remember we used to go really even though we went to different high schools, we would go to, what is it called, dual enrollment together. So we would see each other like twice a week. Because we were practicing to be MAs, practicing studying to be MAs. And even though she was from another high school, we would see each other, and oh my God, she would waddle, and I'm like, girl, you pregnant.
Yeah, it was bad. And first of all, the morning sickness, that killed me.
I think that is the number one thing that why pregnancy, I double think the pregnancy because of the morning sickness. Sometimes people get it all day. I was one of those where I would get it all day randomly, like random times,
and then a lot of them get it through the whole pregnancy.
With my last baby, I was like that.
I know,
through my whole pregnancy. But it was like some mornings see, some mornings no, like, or it would be like mid-lunch. Like I would be like, why baby, why? I'm already 9 months pregnant, what's wrong with you?
What's going on?
For sure.
And then you're like, I remember in the mornings I would cry. I'm like, wow, así como Jessica. Wow.
Me too. I'd be brushing myself like and throwing everything up, and I'm like, ¿por qué?
And then it came to a point where certain foods I could not eat.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. So you know what was my breakfast through my whole pregnancy?
What was it?
And believe me, I was 17 and stupid. My breakfast was a water bottle and an apple every morning.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I could tolerate.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, apple and a water bottle through my whole pregnancy, girl. And then I also ate raw tomatoes.
You would eat hella tomatoes
a lot,
and sal.
And I would just eat them like if they were apples, or whatever other fruit. Obviously, tomatoes are fruits, right?
Yeah, they say tomatoes are fruits. They have seeds.
So, but so like always, like you don't want to believe it because you're so young.
Yeah.
And then, oh girl, and let me tell you a story that happened to me after I had my daughter. Because I was fresh out of into this motherhood thing. We went to Walmart. And I had the stroller. Talk about that. I forgot that she
Shut up.
She was in the stroller?
I forgot that I had a stroller. And no sé qué, I was in the aisle and I started looking. I was looking for a new deodorant. And I went to look at the deodorant. And then I started walking off because I had found my deodorant. And I started walking like, what's next? And then I was like a few hours away though. And I was like, what did I had? Like, I remember I had it, like I was pushing something or carrying something, and I was looking at my hand, and I was like, I don't know what came to me, like the baby. I had to go back. I was like, oh my God.
You ran back?
I ran back, dude. I had forgotten that I had a baby.
Still there. Or people like rounding her, like
no. And it was like people were just so busy with shopping, they didn't notice it. Oh my God, I would have died if somebody would have noticed. So like, nowadays they question you, y así como like they're real quick.
But was you older?
No, recién nacida, like 2-3 weeks.
You were like,
she was a fresh one.
Yes, he was like, I got my deodorant. What's next?
But that's because you were tired. I feel like those first couple of weeks, bro, is deadly. I don't even know how we survived those.
Dude, I remember because like we said, I was 20 years old when I was pregnant, basically 21. And I remember I was so sleepy. I would sit on my rocking chair just like crying, like, oh my God, please go to sleep, please go to sleep. And then I remember one time I was like, damn, bro, how did these young girls, like 15, 16-year-olds do it? Because right now, bitch, I'm 21. I'm basically like an adult. Yeah. And bitch, I cannot handle this. And I remember my younger sister, she would be like, you want me to hold her for a little bit? As soon as I would give her my daughter, dude, I would knock out. I swear. Joanna would be like, I swear, she would then, when I would wake up, she would tell me like, dude, as soon as you hand me the baby, I would like, I asked you something like, hey, on está el biberón? You were out like a light. I could not even wake you up. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you knocked out.
Pero como son diferentes las desveladas, right?
Sí, sí, porque cuando estás borracha y tomando y
it's all good.
Estás al 100.
Pero with motherhood, that's
I feel like the hormones, the whole delivery, like Karina had a hard delivery. She had a C-section.
Oh yeah, mine was pretty dramatic.
So she was in pain. Literally, she was.
I was
living,
in pain for a little bit.
She was living on with ¿cómo se llaman? A sports bra and con pants. Yeah, that was all she was in. She was living in that.
It's because nada me quedaba. Guys, I was double zero. I was like when at the time I got pregnant, I think I was like a 3, size 3 or a 4. So you already know none of my pants were closing.
Not just that, but I feel like you just felt comfortable. You were trying to breastfeed.
Oh, you did breastfeed?
Yeah, I breastfed until I was like 6 months. 6 months. Yeah, después como que like the first little nibble, I was like, ah. Y ya después como que, I know this is gonna sound bad, pero como que ya I didn't feel comfortable anymore. No. I mean, sí me la agarraba, pero like, I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable anymore. I know, I'm sorry, it sounds pretty bad, but I'm being selfish.
At least you breastfed her. Yeah. There's women that just decide not to do it.
At all.
They go straight to bottle.
Dude, I tried. No
you
sé.
Did it?
I didn't know.
How many months were your babies?
One of them, I don't know if it was, I know for sure one was 1 month and the other one was 3 weeks.
What? That little?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't try like
and I wouldn't say,
no,
actually not 3 weeks, 1 week. That's bad, dude.
I remember that at the beginning they were like, I was so like, I wanted to know everything. Like I was at the hospital and I was like, okay, I want to know everything. And I remember they were so like, breastfeed. And obviously when I first had my daughter was hungry because as soon as they put her up to my chest, to my boob, she latched on like so fast. Everybody was like, the nurses were like, oh my gosh, she latched on so quickly. Like, ahí están las nurses agarrándome la nipple and everything,
the boob and everything. They're all up in your business,
placing it into the mouth and shit. I was a good thing my baby lo agarró rápido, because I'm telling you, they were handling my nipple up, down and shit, toda swollen.
Because you were a first mom too.
Yeah, but boy, once you went like maybe like at the beginning, maybe a little bit, when your breasts are filled with milk, oh my god, they look amazing.
But the pain,
the pain.
Oh my god.
So am I lying that when your breasts are like full of milk, don't they look good?
They look gorgeous
to me. I was like, okay. When I was ya casi I was about to give birth, I took pictures of myself in front of the mirror, but booty ass naked, because my ass,
let me see,
because my ass looked really good, and my boobs, bro, they looked like I had gone surgery. Like they were perky, huge. I was like, oh yeah, baby, hell yeah. I was like, oh hell yeah, baby. I was over here like, I'm about to give my ex a fucking show. Toda barrigota. Just kidding, dude. I didn't though.
Have you noticed that after? I don't know if it happened to y'all or you notice a change in your body after giving birth.
Yes. You can. I did. I felt it. I felt all my organs drop. Like the fourth drop.
You heard this, girl?
Yeah. But the first one, I don't even remember.
Did you ever feel your tripas going back down?
No.
I did.
After birth?
After birth, I felt everything acomodándose para atrás, para abajo.
But that's because disgusting. You had a C-section, I feel.
Oh, like. Maybe. I don't know. It was like disgusting. Different. I hated the fact that I had a little like, obviously you just gave birth, so your stomach is still big. Guys, every time I would touch it, me daba like my piernas, my piernas would get weak and shit. It was weird. I hated it.
I get it. But no, like, pero like I notice now, o no sé si es también, because remember I told you that women go through second puberty at an older age. Dice que second, le llaman second puberty. It's like you hit it after like 27, I think.
Oh my God.
You hit a second puberty, like the taste of men that you're attracted to changes.
What? Okay, I see
like
that.
Your body changes, the way your body looks.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know if it was at 27 or right after birth, but I know my body is not the same as before because, like, I feel no estoy tan curvy, all right? I know I'm not curvy, but I'm a little bit curvy. What I was in my
days.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like because of the birth.
Yeah, for sure. I think after every birth you get like a little stretchier, like a little,
like your hips get wider
a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do see that. Well, for me, honestly, it took me a long time for pa que me caer el 20.
For
being pregnant. Like
being pregnant or having a kid?
No.
After giving birth?
No, being pregnant. Like when I first found out I was pregnant, I was like, no way. Me? No fucking way. Exactly. I was like, Karina, like estaba, I'm not going to have kids. Excuse me. But yeah, no me caía el maldito 20. It took me, I think I was like 5 months when I was like, fuck. Y ya pues ya se me miraba la barriguita. Yeah, I was like 5 months cuando me pegó el 20. And then I remember at first I was like, no, I don't want to be pregnant. Because I was like, fuck, that's all everybody talks about. As soon as you're pregnant, your life is ended.
Yeah.
That's what I would always hear. Yeah. And they still say it till this day, that once you're pregnant, your life is over. But not really.
I mean, in a sense, it is.
I mean, I think it
can't
changes.
Be selfish anymore.
Yeah, I think it just changes. Sure. But... it was a shocker for me, for my whole family too.
Yeah,
because like I said, I was the least expected one that they thought I was gonna get pregnant.
Yeah,
because I was always like, nope, and I didn't like kids back then at all. Like maybe just my nephew and my niece.
Yeah,
that's the closest babies I had next to me. But I did not. But it was honestly a true blessing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like it's como dicen todos, like you didn't know como dice, how lucky you were until you were at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
With the child. Yeah. Because I think about it, like, this is so crazy. I don't know if you did it, Jessica.
What?
Because, or I don't know about you, Karina. Like, once you have your baby and then you're like, what was my life like without them? Like, I can't see my life.
Yes, I say that all the time. I'm the same. I say that all the time. I'm like, I honestly don't even think I'd be alive if it wasn't for my kid. Because I think I would probably... Porque antes ya era puta loca estrampada. So imagínate ahora 27 years old and no kid. I think I would have been in problems. Low key. I feel like my daughter kept me... away from problems and stuff.
I mean, not to get too, like churchy, but I feel like Jesus knows when to send your children.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you need a change.
Yeah, I feel like, but tampoco no es como, women go out there and have kids.
Baby.
Yeah. I follow this lady on TikTok, and she's from Mexico. And she's always talking about maternity, right? Like la maternidad. And she said that she hates la maternidad. And she hates motherhood. But she loves being a mom. Because obviously, like, being a motherhood never stops. You're a mom 24/7, no matter what.
Yeah.
And with the dad, it's not the same.
Yeah.
They stop being a parent when they go out to work, or because even us, like, when we're at work, there's women that still pump when they're at work. Like, you never stop being a mom.
Or texting like, hey, is she okay?
Yeah, for sure. Checking I feel like, or, you know, sometimes dads have the opportunity to leave. Or if they're outs. Like, you know, like, I feel like in my situation, I feel like if my partner, you know, needs something from the store, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I'm gonna
go like
I need to go to Lowe's right quick. But it's not like, oh, let me go. I'm gonna go to Lowe's, and then he goes and changes the kids, and you know, I will be right back. No, like, with me, I go to the grocery store. At least my baby has to come with me now. But back then, I feel like my kids would, like, even the smaller one would come.
Yeah,
I can't be like, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
You know?
You can't.
So it's when I saw her, and she was saying, like, if you're questioning, like, to be a mom, like, if you want to be a mom, always ask yourself, how would I feel, or how would I like being a mom if I was a single mom?
Yeah.
Because
it's kind of like
it could happen. Like, even if you're married to someone, the divorce can go away, and you can there is parents, you know, dads out there that back their mom, you know, their kids, and they have a good co-parenting, but there's mom out there that they're single. So would you have your kids, if you question yourself and said, would I be a mom if I knew that I would turn out to be a single mom? And have all the hardships? Because obviously all moms are going to say, of course I would, but really, like would you bring a kid to struggle? Because that's another thing.
Like, you kind of get a little insight of that side too, right?
I was
single mom.
Yeah, I am a single mom, and I would say, I can do it alone. I've been doing it alone.
Yeah, of course. And I feel like all women can, because we're bad bitches, and I get that. But, you know, sometimes when you struggle, you're not struggling alone. Your kid is struggling too.
That's
you
true.
know,
that's
and like, you know, you've had us, like, your family to back you up, but there's moms that don't have anyone.
That don't,
you know, they live in their car, or they live at a relative's house and they're living hell. Like, you know, like, that's when I'm like, damn, like, motherhood is hard. Like, even, like, I feel like some people question, like, if dads can stay home with kids, you know? Because ahorita se ve, hay unos...
Sí, muchos papás que se quedan en casa.
Y también, like, hay muchos que no pueden, like, not just because, oh my God, todo el día estoy limpiando, but because you're alone with the baby or a kid all day, every day. Or your mental health starts
deteriorating.
Like, and it's just insane to me. Like, being a mom is beautiful, right? You guys.
It is, but it is a struggo, and it's a constant fight with your own mental health.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know si les pasa a ustedes que, like, como tanto te preocupas por tus hijos, pero antes se te olvidas que tú eres una persona también.
Igual.
And, like, you need to, like, get ready today, or, you know, like, I see these people on TikTok, they're like, I'm gonna wear my makeup. Like, how do you have, like, that time, or, you know?
And then that's where I feel like that's when you have to balance it. You can't just fully be like, oh, I'm a mom, así que no tengo tiempo de hacer esto, el otro. Sí se puede. O sea, nomás que nosotros a veces somos bien como, no dejadas, pero a veces como que sí nos olvidamos. You know, and I'm not saying it's our fault, but it kind of is, because how could we leave ourselves behind? Like, if, you know, we can't leave ourselves behind. I feel like we do unpurposely, but we do.
Yeah, because I feel like, como dicen, como somos el carro que lleva a los niños, right? And if you te descuidas y te pasa algo porque te descuidaste, then how do you keep going, like, back and forth? Okay, so we did ask a anonymous question on Instagram, and the question was, let me read it to you guys, and I'm gonna read it to you guys how we wrote it, okay? Because what is an oops you had as a mom that you would be embarrassed to say out loud? For some reason, I guess people just see that it's anonymous and they just want to say things like, when was your first kiss? Have you ever seen Breaking Bad? Do you have a dog? How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop?
Yeah.
And shit like that. Nobody answered the question, but they did ask us all those weird questions.
Psychos.
And it's like, hello.
It's
like did you guys not hear the last podcast? Conténse las pinches preguntas bien cabrones.
But
o cabronas. But it's fine. Go ahead.
I mean, like, ask us away. Just, I don't know if they're not seeing it the way we see it. Like, I don't know.
No. I mean, if we're trying to, like, you know, interact, right?
Yeah.
So, and it pertains more to motherhood.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to ask us a question,
ask us don't be anonymous,
or just give a little tip, like, oh, or my mom said this, or my mom did this to me, like, you know. But no,
yeah, it's just weird. So we're just gonna go ahead and share our little embarrassed moment as a mom. And if you want to go ahead add a comment on this podcast and just say your oops non-anonymously, you can go ahead and do so. Who wants to go first? Who wants to say their oopses? I'll go first.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. So one of them, because I have a ton necesitaría varios pinches episodes, pero uno que really stands out is when my middle son, when he was around, I want to say like 2, I was like pregnant AF with my other son, the one that was coming, and we were at a yard sale, and so I was with my mom, chilling, because I was about to give birth, so we were having like mother-daughter. So I was tired, my feet were swelling as hell, like I got 2-3 things, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the car. So I told Karina, Chato's right there, because my son's nickname is Chato. Chato's right next to you. I'm gonna go to the car. And she was like, yeah. She was looking at VHSs, I think, or DVDs.
Oh, you're joking.
So then, I know it's funny. So then, I'm halfway to the car, and then I hear and I turn around and I see my toddler in a freaking golf cart coming down the hill.
Because the house was on top, like arriba,
like it was at a little hill. It was at an angle.
Yeah, and the driveway was down. Like like she says, it was like a hill a little bit.
So then I turned around and I didn't react. I just went, también grité y aventé mi bolsa en el cielo. And I fucking, everything happened like slow motion for me. Because I see Karina dragging, I guess she wanted to like stop it with herself. But it was dragging her in the back, literally dragging her in the back. And then I see my mom. And I can't believe she did this. Every time we talk about it, we all laugh so much. She tries to put her whole leg, her little scrawny chicken leg, in front of the golf cart. And so ran it over until he kind of like crashed into these little rocks that the people had there. And so the lady comes and she's like, oh my god, I guess she thought we were gonna fucking sue her or something. And she's like, oh my god, is she okay? Like, and we were embarrassed because we were like, oh my god, qué travieso, porque verga se sube ahí.
No, wait,
and my Karina was like, I just took my eyes, because I was so mad at Karina. I'm like, Karina, you said you had them. And then she's like, yeah, like literally I just turned my for 2 seconds, and he was playing around it, but I didn't notice he got on it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my god, like obviously that at that moment, but my heart was 100%.
How did it turn?
No, because they had sometimes you don't need, like you do need a key, but I guess they had it parked. And like with the emergency brake, and he pressed on the emergency brake, I guess, como un gas pedal, y se soltó, y como it was downhill,
it
rolled down.
It was crazy.
The funny part is that this 2-year-old little boy, was sitting on the seat, holding on to dear life onto the steering wheel. He never fell off of it, because imagine he could have fell off of it, and it could have ran him over.
Yeah, you know, like it could have been like
more crazy.
Yeah,
but
every time I think about it gives me anxiety.
Afterwards, we could not stop laughing, because all we kept just replaying was my mom sticking her little and me getting dragged.
She literally was like getting dragged, and I'm telling you, I see this slow motion happening. The way
my God, excuse me.
Yeah. And then the way my mom just randomly put her pata there, and I'm like, Mom, what were you trying? She's like, I was trying to stop. I'm like, Ma, have you seen your leg? It's so skinny.
And then going downhill. The fuck was she thinking? No, pues yo también.
Yeah, so then I walk up, like, when the car stopped, I run up my big ass, because I was huge, and I got him. I'm like, Carlos, what were you doing? And then he was just like, he didn't cry. He was just like, he had a ride, and he was just, you know,
he was good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think he got a little freaked out, because I was freaked out.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what are you doing? You know? Oh, but girl, I did not tell his dad till like a couple years after that.
Damn.
He would have been like, what the fuck?
He would have been like, what the hell were you doing? You know? And I was just like, I'm this much pregnant. I don't want to freaking hear about it. It already happened. Nothing happened.
Let it go.
Nothing needs to be said. And we just hold it in. He was little, so he didn't really tell nobody either.
Yeah.
But bro, this is a story we say all the time, and every time we say it, we crack up so bad.
It's so funny.
Yes, it's hilarious. But I'm telling you, 1 year. No, it was like a couple years.
Yeah.
After it happened, that I told his dad.
Yeah, you told him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was like, you felt good keeping this, huh? I was like, no. He was like, oh hell no. And obviously at that time it was already funny. Mm-hmm. It wasn't it wasn't like, he was just like, what the hell?
What am I gonna do with this?
Yeah. Like, he was laughing too though.
Well, I would say my oops, which I don't know if it's an oops, I don't know. I was just honestly super tired. Like I was saying, I would have sleepless nights. It was just for several weeks.
Yeah, it was.
But one night I was on the rocking chair.
I feel like she was like al revés. Like she felt like day was night and night is day for a couple weeks.
Oh, those are the words.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I remember I was sitting on the rocking chair and I fell asleep, and I just felt something slipping off my arms, and it was my daughter. She was slipping off my arms, and I just woke up like I grabbed her so fast, like oh my God! Imagine she would have fell off my arms, and she was only in like a few weeks. Yeah, she was small, and I was like, fuck. Yeah, we can't do this again. we cannot do this rocking chair. I'm just going to sit on the bed.
I don't know, but I had moments like that too.
Yeah.
Like I had moments where I would fall asleep and I was like, wake up, like así espantada. But you know, he was always like in my arm or whatever. Pero like I do feel like I would doze off.
With all of them? Because I feel like it only happened with my firstborn.
No, I think it only happened with my second.
No, mine was.
And no, but like yeah, with my second. But I feel like with this one, my last pregnancy, that was my biggest fear. Yeah. Because I was older and I just think more now, I guess. Yeah. Because back then I'm like, oh my God, how did my kid survive? I was 15, 18, like, you know, I was a little kid.
I was going to ask you, like, how did you handle being a first-time mom as a teenager in those sleepless nights? Like, you know, was it hard on you?
I feel like my brain, I see it as a trauma. So I don't remember. I don't remember being a mom back then. Damn. And well, you have to see, but it was. I feel like I can see, like, it was rough because obviously I was 15, and obviously my mom helped me a lot. Mm-hmm. But you know, I was breastfeeding. She was always sick because she was a baby. Mm-hmm. Like she was like going a little premature. Yeah. So she was always sick. Was always in the hospital. So it was like, the breastfeeding never happened. Like she was like 4 months because then we were in the hospital and blah blah blah. But it was tough. But I did get help from my mom.
Yeah, but at night, dude.
Yeah, I mean, obviously at night, no. But I don't remember. I don't think she was a bad baby. I don't think she was, because I think if it would have been really, really bad, like yeah, I feel like. But yeah, I was breastfeeding, and I remember it was so painful for me. But my first time, my breasts, they cracked. And they got like one of them. And they were bleeding. And it was bad. Like really bad. And like I didn't want to breastfeed anymore. But I don't know. I feel like my mom, like, she pushed me into a lot of things. Like, oh, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Because obviously I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah. You didn't
and because I tell this to my kids, I'm like, I don't remember. Like, I didn't know what was being pregnant. Like, I obviously, you know, there's a baby, blah, blah. But I didn't know what it entailed.
Yeah.
Until that just, everything just happened, you know? But yeah, it was like, I don't know, I was like sleepless nights, like, and I was still going to school, mind you. They only gave me what was like, I guess she was born in June and I had to go back to school in August.
Yeah.
So it was like I was still going to school, and I used to get up at 5 a.m, get bottles ready, diapers ready, because she would go to school with me.
Yeah, you were going
to be. It was tough. It was really, really tough. I would cry in the mornings. I was like, oh, because I didn't. I couldn't, like, obviamente no duermes toda la noche.
Yeah.
And then you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to get ready, because the bus was there at 6:10, 6:20. So you have to get yourself ready, your baby ready.
That shit gave me a headache right now. Just thinking about waking up so early
I would sleep on the bus, because the ride was like a good 45 minutes from the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's where I would like sleep a little bit, because she was in the car seat.
You would sleep on the school bus.
Yeah, I would sleep on the school bus. Ida y vuelta.
Yeah.
And that helped a lot. But yeah, girl, I feel like most of my time with my baby when she was
first
little,
born.
I feel like it's all a blur. Like, I can't really tell you. Like,
and to be honest, because like she had to go to a different school, and I don't even remember going over to visit you, but I do remember.
You do, and your mom did too.
Yeah,
because I remember you guys gave me like presents. Like, remember you coming over, giving me presents. Like, oh, like you had a baby, but obviously it's not the same, because everybody's like, "Ooh, you had a baby," you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
but I remember Lupita after a few months.
Oh,
but
yeah.
There's a gap where igual que tú, like, I have no idea.
Like happened. How it happened. Yeah, like I had.
But I do remember, like, when the gallbladder incident, I started reminiscing on that.
Yeah.
And I remember I took Lupita.
Yeah.
I had taken Lupita.
You had to, because nobody else was home. Like, nobody else. Like, and she was like a couple months.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say, like,
and let me tell you, she was nice. I had her, like, I think for an hour or less. And
she was a good baby.
Yeah, she was a good baby. I laid her on my bed and I was doing homework.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, ¿Ya ves? Eso es tener un bebé a esta edad. ¿Ya ves cómo estás batallando? I'm like, but she's not crying.
No, I do want to say she didn't get like a little baddie until she was like a toddler,
like 2-3 years old.
But it's because she had to grow up like me, because she was like,
she grew up with you.
Yeah, like I feel like I used to go to school, she daycare. There was a moment, like a little moment, where she hated it, where like she would cry when I left her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like she knew that like that was a routine.
Yeah.
And like when I used to go to high school, like the regular high school, I had to drive. Mind you, I did not have my license, but I would drive her to daycare.
I remember
like
that
20 minutes, come back home. Or back then ya ni vivía con mi mamá.
So I remember, girl. I don't know if you remember too, Karina. Would you go with us? Like, we were
to go pick her up.
To go pick her up. We were all right in the van.
Yeah, and we were all underage, had no license, and we used to drive all the way to
downtown Apopka.
To go pick her up.
Ahí andábamos en la goon van.
Yeah.
Como Goonies.
Go pick her up. Yeah, it was like a lot of work.
Ni en cuenta ni sabían qué chingados estábamos.
I mean, my mom knew, because she knew she had to go pick her up.
But she didn't know it was the whole clan.
No, she knew I brought people with me.
Pero ahí íbamos bien campantes.
Pero íbamos bien. No íbamos a hacer nada malo ni nada. Just pick her up, go home. Because también, like, I feel like también, you know. Pero antes las calles no eran como ahora. Ahora están grandes. Like, it's like 4 ways and shit.
I feel like se puso más peor el pinche driving ahora.
Yeah.
And it's not as crowded. It wasn't as crowded.
No, it wasn't. And for sure, like, it was. I grew up, but imagine, I was already Karina's mom before I had my daughter. I feel like I was already Karina's mom, because I used to get her up, get her ready for school, let's go to school, put her on the bus, get her off the bus, lunch,
come back home, get homework,
and like play with her todavía, chingándomela.
Yeah.
Acá, we would wrestle.
It's like she was already kind of like a mom.
So I was already having mom, like, ¿cómo se dice? Routines.
Yeah.
And look, guys, when she was 15 and, well, yeah, like she was pregnant and stuff, I always seen her as an adult. Obviously, because I think I was a kid.
Yeah.
But...
and because I already gave her food, la bañaba, le ayudaba con la tarea and stuff.
No, I'm
like
talking
that.
about like when you were pregnant.
No, but I feel like you saw me as a grown up because I would do all those things for you.
Yeah, definitely. Pero yeah, so I didn't think nothing bad about it. I was like, "Ooh, we're gonna have a baby in the house, yay, yay!"
You didn't do the severity.
But I didn't know that it was, obviously bad that a 15-year-old was pregnant.
Yeah,
at the time.
At the time,
which it is bad. Like I do, like now as a grown up, I'm like, damn. When my daughter was 15, I was like, damn. I was pregnant. I had a kid at her age.
I know.
Like I can't imagine like my kid having a kid. Like she's a baby. Like,
do it, yeah.
Work my head around that.
And really, it's crazy because there has, like, you don't even realize that you have to. Because at that moment, I don't know, like we would do stuff like teenagers, and Lupita was always coming along.
Oh yeah,
she became a routine, right? To us, I mean, to me, I mean, like for me, it didn't matter. Like it was like, oh, baby coming along, así como Karina, like
girl. Because I told Yesenia that I was pregnant, she was like, oh my god, she was so happy, and in my head, I was like, girl,
again,
my life is over. Like, what are you laughing?
Yeah, you're
like, why are you celebrating? But I feel like that.
But it's again,
she saw it. She gave me the happiness that I didn't have at the time. That I saw it, I was like, "Fuck!" Like I've been hiding this from my dad for a while. Like, like
it was bad.
It was bad. But for her, like when she did that, I celebrated a little too. Like it was like,
pero fíjate, era porque the naive me too. Like I wasn't
you didn't know what
about,
it entailed.
I didn't knew that. So like it's crazy though because we would go to the movies. Lupita would come along. We had sleepovers. Lupita was at sleepovers.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's like you were able to have a teenage life, but not really because you always had to watch out. Like you had to,
take care of your baby.
But like. Es que tampoco yo no era una persona que, ay, me voy a ir al club. O hoy voy a ir para acá. O voy a ir para allá. So I feel like, and my mom I don't know, I don't feel like they didn't want, I'm gonna fucking handle it. So I feel like a grown up. Because I'll be like,
pero tú eres bien orgullosa también.
Oh, for sure. And I feel like there was a once when she was like, no, this is your problem, so handle it. So after that, I feel like it was like, okay, like, yo tengo que solucionarme. And if she has to come with me, she's gonna come. Which she did. She was with us, like you said, at movies, sleepover. She was there. Like, there wasn't a moment, maybe once or twice, where my mom was like, oh, okay, like, yo te la cuido. Like, maybe one time when we went with our friends all the way to Deltona, remember? That was like once.
That's true. And no, wait. There was a lot of situations where we were out, like once in a while, no siempre, ¿verdad? Pero once in a while. And I'm like wondering, where was Lupita?
With my mom.
Sorry, where was your baby?
She was with my mom.
Yeah,
and like I'm telling you, like there was little times where she would be like, go have fun.
But it was también porque she was a good baby.
Yeah, she was. She was an awesome baby.
And I'm pretty sure my mom también, she was like, pobrecita, like,
she's
let
young.
Jessica go out, and she's young once in a while.
Because también te digo, I wasn't a person, I didn't take her to my mom to go to the club. Or to go this or to go that, or it was always she knew that I was with her, and she knew my friends, and she knew we were healthy people. Like we were not like
drinking and doing stupid shit.
Yeah, like no, and like I'm telling you, like it was. I had a good child, and she grew up with me. And she grew up with us. And now that she's older, I feel like she's part of us,
Yeah, it's true.
That's for sure.
It's like another friend.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, guys, it was hard to be a teen mom.
Yeah.
But ya estoy vieja y ya.
Yeah, but hopefully if there's any young girls out there listening, like take into consideration, like,
yeah, for sure.
Like it's not only you that's going to go through it, like hard times, it's also your child. So, just be aware before you become sexually active. There is more things other than disease or STDs. I want to say STDs, not disease. STDs, it's also a child that you're bringing in. And it's really it's a hard thing to handle.
But I also feel like before you do have a kid, think about that person. You're bringing another human, like and it's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Because sometimes I feel like we're so tired, and like, you know, you just take out that frustration on your kid.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, you know, you should have thought about that before. You know? It is hard because, you know, especially me, like, you know, I had kids really young. Really young, and I feel like I grew up with them, and I feel like that's not like the life I wanted to give them, you know.
Same.
Because we did grow up together. And it's just like, I should have been more stable financially, or I should have been more mature, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, everything like you said, everything happens for a reason. And young moms out there, 15, 14, 13, 16, no se agüiten. At the end of the day, you know, everything how it happens, it was supposed to happen. El destino ya está puesto, el futuro ya está puesto, ya está escrito. Everything was written. Just, you know, no se agüiten, para adelante, keep the head up, even though sometimes I gotta take my own advice too, because it is hard. Like Jessica said, it is hard. For sure. You know, as a single mom too. Well, I'm not like a single mom,
but you are most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time I'm with her.
You know, because I feel like you're the one that goes to work, wakes her up, takes her to school, picks her up from school,
bathes her, and
you know. And I feel like when you do all of that by yourself, even though that she sees her other parent on the weekends, you're a single mom.
You know? I'm definitely. But even when the times get black, you know, at the end of the day, there's still light there. So no se agüiten, para adelante.
And even like, and it's not only single moms. I feel like even sometimes when we are moms with the partner, and I think this is the hardest one sometimes, when you're a single mom but you have a partner.
Oh, see.
You know, because you're a single mom. Because I feel like you do all of the work by yourself. And then, like, you know, like, even though they're helping financially, it's not the same. You're still a single mom, you know?
Yeah, you're still doing a lot of shit by yourself.
I think that's the worst.
For sure.
For a lot of us.
Yeah.
You know?
It is.
Because I feel like more in the Latin community, like, el hombre nomás trae el dinero y tu trabajo son los niños. Which it shouldn't be like that. I feel like it should be 50-50.
But I feel like the times, depending, 50-50. The times have changed a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Like now a lot of fathers take role in, because I feel like now, it's like, if you're not part of your child's life, you're not shit. And I feel like antes, men didn't give a fuck if they weren't shit. Like, they didn't give a fuck if, you know, si los criticaban, o si tenían chiquillos por ahí. Into, I'm not saying la moda, but I'm saying, like, it's out there so much, even on social media. Like,
and I feel social media, ahorita las baby mamas ya pueden decirle al mundo entero que you're a piece of shit.
Y ya después, pues, obviamente, ahora muchas mujeres, like, they're looking for a man that is like, ahora the standards are like, you have to have a car, you have to have a good job, you have to have goals now, because if you don't, you ain't shit. It's not attractive. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like now there's a lot more pressure on the parents being, like, the dad being there. So I feel like that's what kind of pushes a lot of dads to be there for their kids, which is not good that they're there just because so other people won't say that they're a piece of shits or make them look like piece of shits, but low-key they are a piece of shits.
You know, one thing that I noticed though, like, I've noticed throughout my parenthood, que, you know, my like, I see that it's not only me. Like, now it's to the point where it's getting to that ego part, but like, you know, he helps out as well, but it's so hard. Like, I feel like I don't know if you feel that way, like, if I'm asking for a favor,
babysit,
even though he tells me, like, I got it. Like, no, Yessie, I'm gonna let them starve. And I laugh it off. I'm like, you're right. You know what to do. You know how to handle it. But I'm so stuck with
you doing everything.
It should be me. And it should be me because también, like, mi mamá, like, no, tú eres la mamá. Tú tienes que levantarte temprano a cocinar. Tú tienes que tener la cena lista. Tienes que limpiar. Tienes que whatever. You have to spread yourself so thin in the Hispanic culture. And because I hear that in the back of my head, I'm like, but you know, I'm learning to let it go.
Oh my God, girl. I had the same thing. Like, y luego yo también soy muy,
orgullosa.
No orgullosa. Oh, yeah, that too. Pero yo tengo, like, I don't trust my partner with my kids.
You don't trust your kid. You don't trust anybody.
Yeah,
I swear. I was like, I guess because I didn't have a kid yet. I was like 18, 19 years old. And I would just want to go to the gas station nearby her house, literally like 2 miles away, and then she would literally text me, "Don't forget my kid in the car." Like, girl, I'm not gonna forget
there's her
him.
Stories, girl.
I'm gonna take him in the store with me. Like, I'm not gonna forget him. But she wouldn't trust anybody.
No, but I mean, but that you're like, it's different because this is their father. This is their parent. Like, and like he'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the store with the baby," and I'm like, "To hell you're not!" Like, what the fuck? He's like, it's because very tedious, but también it's my fault because then I train him basically not to help and be like, okay, she got it because I can't do nothing. You know, but at the same time, I'm so like, you know, like, ¿cómo se dice? Control freak. That I have to be in control of my kids, you know, like I have to, you know, I'm the one that does this, I'm the one that does that. And it's the same thing with fucking, ¿cómo se dice? Not parenting, pero with discipline. I feel like when he does it, hey, you're being too harsh. Or you're doing this wrong. Why are you doing this? And I feel like we clash too much because of that.
For real.
And I have to like be like, no, okay, I have to let him do, you know, the that way he part. Because, you know,
I mean, if you don't disagree, you just do it behind doors where the kids don't see.
Because obviously you fuck them up. But
I'm still trying to learn that.
It's difficult. It's difficult when, and I feel like it's their fault too because 100% of the time they were yours. You know, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, I wanna like let me help, and you're like, what?
Like, I can't do that.
Exactly. Like that, like, you know. And it's again the culture, like all there's so many factors to this, and I'm sure there's parents out there, and I've seen it, like they're perfect parents, and like, you know, obviously everybody has their issue. Everybody has their issue.
I was gonna say every woman is different. Every guy is different.
That's what I was trying to say.
Shit, so it's really 50-50.
And like, this is just my view, like just how I see things as a mom. It's just my point of view, and that's just a little part of momhood, because motherhood, it's so long. We could have like a lot of episodes about momhood.
Definitely.
That's true.
We are different moms. I feel like you're a mom different as I am, as Karina is.
Because I only have one. Yes, you two.
I got
and then you have four.
I was gonna say 3. No, it's 4.
Yeah, so it's
seems
definitely
like such a big number.
It's a big difference for sure. But I do want to go ahead and say that it would be nice to have another kid. I know that's what Jessica said. But I feel like it's more because I want another little human to be running around that's like me, you know. I don't just want to have one. I want to have maybe another 2 is not so bad, you know. And then I want to have it before I'm 30.
Say that. Because I feel
like 30 is just that you gotta get ready for 40.
No,
girl, stop it.
I know you.
I know, but that's just how I think, you know. Everybody's different.
I want to say like 25, 27. But then I was like, well, if I hit 30 and I don't have a baby, you know, like me and my partner are not, because sometimes I would want a baby, but he wouldn't, or he would and I wouldn't. So I was like, if we don't get on the same page or like whatever, plus 30, I'm done. Like, ¿cómo se dice? Done, like for sure.
Factory's closed.
Yes. So
pero no,
as soon as I hit 30, there you go. And it's just like a whole different motherhood. When you hit 30, girl, it's a whole different
child. Oh, girl,
it's a whole different shit.
You see?
I'm getting
That's why I don't want to hit 30 and have a kid.
Hell no, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it as a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but it's just like
it's another level, because I feel like when you're 20, you're still immature, even if you don't see it. But I feel like being a mother at 30, you see everything totally different. You enjoy it more. I felt like my birth, it was the best birth I've ever had, like from all of them.
For your last one?
Yeah. It was like my best birth. Y eso que was an induction. It was very uncomfortable. I had a little complication, but it was like the best calming. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I knew what I was doing. I was calm. Literally, if it wasn't because my pressure was going up, I would have had him natural.
Yeah.
Like I had my pain under control. Like I was just riding it. Like it was just so calm, so peaceful. Like, I don't know. I just felt like I knew what the fuck I was doing.
Well,
and like the same when he was born, the same thing. Like I had a routine. I knew what I was doing. I did research on being a mom.
Yeah.
Like not just because what I knew, but I did research because obviously las cosas cambian de cuando tuve hijos 10 years ago to today.
You gotta do shit all over again.
Yeah, for sure. But everything's so different. Like before, you used to do this. Antes, ¿te acuerdas? Le limpiábamos el ombligo con alcohol.
Yeah.
Ahora no se hace.
Yeah, you just
and like
leave it
it's
alone.
just different things. Like now they have swaddles and all this shit. So I'm telling you, it's like a whole experience having a baby at 30.
Let me tell you, I de por sí, I was like you, Karina. I never wanted to have kids, but I ended up with 2.
Yeah.
But then once I had them, like, I cannot live without them. I don't see myself without them. But every time I think about pregnancy, I don't think about the baby afterwards. You know what I think about?
Yeah.
And the thing that really throws me off, and I'm like, hell no.
Yeah, like
Guess
get
what
it
it
together,
is?
bitch.
It's my mental state after giving birth.
Oh yeah, I heard that shit.
Rough.
I've
It
always
fucks
had
up a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
think
like,
you
no.
you were a little blue after your baby too.
Yeah, I was for a pretty good time, good minute, but then I got over it.
And I'm telling you, like
But I've always suffered from depression, though.
You do?
Yeah.
I've always did.
Like you get bad too.
Fíjate que I don't get bad, but it gets to me like after a few, because I feel so secluded. De por sí que ya te sientes bien encerrada. And right after giving birth, acuérdate que no puedes salir, no puedes hacer muchas cosas.
Shit.
And that's the thing. I'm like, oh no, ma'am, I do not want to put myself in that situation. And that's the one that snaps me back. Like, nope. Nope.
Yeah, I get you.
You know,
and you lose yourself. You lose your personality, your style. Ya no puedes traer tus bolsas, traes pinches pañaleras.
Yeah. Your purse turns into a pañalera.
Your nice clothes, no, it turns into like blusa,
everyday clothes.
Blusa, pantalón. You know,
and it's
pinches chanclas fodongas.
Because you try to like get pretty, but let's be real, you can't stay pretty for that long with a baby.
Yeah.
Te manchan, te babean, te tiran leche. Like you can't.
You leak if you breastfeed.
If you're breastfeeding.
Yeah, for sure. And you're right. And I feel like with my last, because I'm telling you, all of the other ones are a little blur. But this one, I feel like I haven't had time to catch up with my mental state.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all wrinkling. And then I feel like when it does hit me, it's going to be like pretty bad.
I don't think it's going to hit you.
No?
Because you're 2 on the go. And it's not like it's your first one.
Yeah.
It's like you have 4 kids, so you're only like stretching all the time.
And tell me, they're teenagers, so like it's just like different times.
Yeah. If it does hit you, you're gonna be in your 60s when it hits you.
Probably.
Oh my god.
Probably.
But don't worry, girl. At that time, we're all gonna be without kids. We're gonna be partying it up at the 60s.
Imagínate. Ay, no, güey. No quiero
Which
ser de
sucks
esas
ass.
señoras que...
Fuck it.
De esas señoras que tienen 50, 60 años y andan ahí en el club. Medio pinche falda.
It is what it is, girl.
Pinche falda enseñando la panocha toda colgada.
No.
That's you? That's what you're finna be doing at
That's
50?
what she wants.
That's not gonna be me.
Girl, yo me estaba imaginando que massage, spa, getting her neck
every week. Clothes allá la panocha.
She wants to show vagina.
I'm done.
Si no viví. No, güey. Cuando tienes kids, creo que te lo enseñas como a 20,000 personas y te vale madre. Just get it out.
Just get it. Just go with it. I'm never gonna see you again. Y luego next week te lo encuentras en pinche Publix.
Oh, no, cállate, bro. I want to tell you this. When I was having my baby, I was having complications with the catheter after I got my epidural. Tell me why the cutest student comes in. Literally, they pull the bed up to his height because he was a tall guy, and when the students were high, they were
Ahorita yo tengo la mía.
Tell me why these people have me spread eagle. Literally, my legs wide open.
Showing it
light. They put the light. They shine the light. They didn't have enough
with the light in the room. They needed extra.
They brought the big one. Like I was giving birth. They put it up and they're there. And he's just grabbing my leg. Just para cerrármela y abrírmela. Porque obviamente ya tenía la epidural. So me tenía que abrir. Siento literal que me está agarrando la labia. Le pinche de para meterme de No manches, güey.
No way. Like, I think if we were to have an explicit podcast details of giving birth, I think that shit would be hilarious,
bro. It was
mine are crazy.
I couldn't even look at him in the eyes. I couldn't even look at anyone.
You felt like he was your first.
Yes, like I'm just like, what the fuck happened?
Like the doctor
estaba roja porque digo, porque esto me already a male. Like I'm just more comfortable with females.
Yeah,
because just but then he had to be handsome.
Oh my god, I used to hate when my doctors wouldn't come in. I would have to get a fucking handsome doctor checking me like,
a mí nunca me tocó eso, but let me tell you, oh man, let me tell you.
So tell us your story.
Okay, so I was like 8 or 9 months pregnant with my son, my second kid. Anyway, so I started getting the sciatica. You know how the side of your leg and your back hurts like a bit. So they sent me to the chiropractor, and it turns out that my kid's dad, he went with me, right? And so they kind of got to massage you and everything, then it was this man like. I don't remember his face, but he had muscles, okay? He had muscles, but at that moment, I was so much in pain. I wasn't looking. I just knew he had muscles and he was tall. Anyways, so like he was massaging and everything, and I was like, oh.
You were moaning?
I was moaning, but I was moaning because I was getting relieved from my pain.
Yeah.
Talk about like... Talk about that. Es que just thinking about it. Es que era como bien inocente, right? Like, like by me. Yeah. Like, I looked up to see him because he was sitting in the corner, and I looked up. I don't know what they were gonna do, so they were gonna come back, and I looked up, and he was looking at his phone like this. He was like, "I'm not coming back here again. I'm not coming with you."
He was embarrassed.
No, I don't know.
He was just uncomfortable because of the moaning.
I think because of the moaning. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "Nothing." But he wasn't upset or anything. He was just like,
he felt probably awkward or something.
I think awkward at that point.
Yeah.
Awkward.
And you know what? I work at a chiropractor office, and there is a lot of people that do that as well. But I feel like literally like. Bruh, like moan, like, oh my god, I feel so good, literally like that. Or
but when I feel like they're getting relief, that you kind of zone out.
Yes, yeah.
Especially when they adjust, which is cuando te truenan la espalda, like when they place all your bones together, you can feel that shit. And ladies be like, oh my god, yes, thank you, oh my god. I'm like, what's happening? In the back, I'm just like, oh my god. Or when they like te truenan la espalda, obviously there goes pressure towards your stomach. Se le sale un pedito y ya nomás oyes la persona, I'm so sorry, and the doctors just they're so used to it that they're like, it's fine. It's
part of the job.
But I'm like,
moaning and the farts are part of the job.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, even when I put certain patients on therapy, también like se quedan dormidos sometimes. So it's like you go and they're facing down, they're not looking at you. So sometimes like you go and grab some, they're like, ah! Literally they get scared, like, oh my God, you scared me.
Yeah.
So now I just relaxed. So I just go in and I tap them on their shoulder, like, hey, your therapy's done, I'm gonna remove everything. But sí me ha pasado donde a veces
you startle them.
Yeah, and then
while they're sleeping.
Or they're literally snoring though, so fucking
what do you
loud.
Do then?
I go tap them in the because we have other patients. Well, when it gets too loud, obviously the other patients, it disturbs them.
Yeah.
So then that's when I go in, to shut them up. I'm like, hey, Miss Brown or whatever, is everything okay? Oh yes, yes. I'm sorry, I fell asleep. I was snoring, wasn't I? Yes, you were, ma'am. You were. It's just a release.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool that you're not embarrassed anymore. I feel like there had to be a time where you were like embarrassed to wake them up.
Yes. Yeah. Now, no. Y luego a veces they're like, nurse, and I'm like, ahí voy.
Se te pega lo de tu casa. Ahí voy, ahorita.
Yeah, like, mande. I'm just kidding. That whole chiropractic thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Especially to pregnant women. Now that you're saying, si van muchas pregnant women. It's like their hips could get out of place, and that's when it hits the sciatic nerve, and that's when they start like in pain. Y así están igualitas. They're giving them the massage y están ahí. Oh my God, like, thank you. So
that was you're not the first one. You're not the first one.
So if you're pregnant, you're having a lot of back pain, chiropractic is your buddy.
Yeah, I felt amazing. But yeah, so let's conclude this episode, guys.
Yeah. That was a good episode.
That was it for this one.
Yeah.
Pero como les digo y les vuelvo a decir, mamás, no se agüiten.
Yeah.
Que no es el fin del mundo. Cuando llegue el fin del mundo, entonces sí nos apuramos, entonces ahora sí nos agüitamos, ahora sí se nos acabó el mundo. Other than that, a seguir adelante, que esto no se ha acabado.
No. And I feel like even when you think you're doing it wrong, it's okay.
Yep.
Even if you're doing it wrong,
it's a learning process. You have to do it wrong.
Sure. And always, this is what always kind of gets me across. Hay peor allá afuera.
Hey, yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm not that bad. I'm just kidding. No, but don't forget to follow our social medias. Radio Not Latinas, here we come. We are trying to stay active on TikTok right now. I feel like I love TikTok a lot more now.
Yeah, it's so much fun to do.
Yeah, don't sleep on us. Don't sleep on our Instagram, our Facebook, to stay in communication.
Yeah.
And show us some love. Don't be scared to show some love, porque al rato que seamos las primeras que seamos las primeras cabronas chingonas podcasters de Apopka, no quiero escuchar nada, So I want to see those like buttons, them hearts on.
Que no cuesta nada.
Like if you really fuck with us, if you're really supporting us, show the love. There's nothing wrong with showing love.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I be seeing people that they see our stuff and it's like, damn, you can't even give it a love or a like, whatever.
Or just comment and let us know, like, hey, how come y'all don't do this, or y'all should do this, or dive into this, or change this. Like, we're willing to change or make little tweaks to adjustments to our podcast. So
porque también this is our first time doing a podcast, guys. We're learning.
It's new to us. It really is new to us.
Yeah, so, each time we do record, it is new. It is a new thing, but nos vamos a poner bien pinches cabronas y van a ver.
Ahí vamos, we're learning.
Ahí vamos.
Thank you for the support. Thank you for the family supporting us. Shout out to my cousin Noah. I seen he was reposting us, So I love you so much, Els. And stay tuned for more, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. We love you guys.
Have a good day.
Till next time. Bye.
So this is Jessica,
Joanna, Jessie,
Karina,
and this is
Ready or Not, Latinas, here we come.